Okay, I'm just gonna stream the pre-market trades. I'm going to be working on something else, so I'm not going to be talking that much. It looks like we had ARTV that moved pretty good. Of course, right here we had a run up right here, and then kind of gotten in on the break of there, and then taking some profits off right there. Also, I had another pop and then a pullback right here. With the volume kind of drying up, you could have gotten in on like a 2 bar break, maybe this bar right here and this bar, and then taking the profits off up in here. That probably would have netted you, let's see, roughly about 30 cents. You probably would have got a quarter out of that move pretty easily. Um, I'm working on a quant hour indicator for futures. I'm going to be just streaming the pre-market from 7 to 9, and then at 9 o'clock I'm just going to start a stream on the futures and do news commentary and just trade some futures and try to pass more evals. I've already got 3 of them passed. I got 2 of them that I just need $500 trades on 2 of them, and then those 2 are passed, and then I got like 3 or 4, I think 4, 3 or 4 that are over $1,000 profit right now. So I need about 2,000 more on the 50K accounts. That's for bull knocks, but I'll be streaming that at 9 o'clock. ARTV is really the only one, and that did have a catalyst at 634. So it did have a catalyst, and it really didn't start kicking in to about right up in this area right here. Uh, this was a nice move right up here. Of course, you had a big, huge topping tail, and that would tell you that you definitely need to get out and that it could be rolling over. And right now, you got the non-EMA that, as you can see here, it is starting to slope down and start to move down. It has not broken the 21 EMA, but the non-EMA is what I mainly go off of. It's like in a neutral territory right now, in between the 9 and 21. But these can break down faster than they can go up. As you can see right here, this big topping tail, it hit what, like $7? Yeah, it hit like $7, and then it just came right back down. So that's all I have. So, really, the only news we have today so far, if you go to financialjuice.com, you can look to see at 12:15 we have Fed the Muslim speaks. Now Monday we have quite a few earnings calls going on, and we still have a government shutdown. So the children haven't learned how to play nicely yet. So we have Monday we have General Motors earnings for Monday. The big ones are General Motors, G3 Aerospace, 3M, Q3, AT&T, Coca-Cola, RTX, and Lockheed Martin. Those are the big boy earning calls Monday. Uh, so that's going to be between 6:30 and 7:30. 7:30 will be Lockheed Martin, but you can go to financialjuice.com. You can go right here to financialjuice.com, financialjuice.com, and you can get all the news. Looks like ARTV is trying to make a back up, but the thing about this is, like I always say, you go ahead and make your money and then you walk away from it. You don't keep playing with it because it'll burn you. But you should have made your money. You should have made your money. Let's see. Get rid of that. You could have made your money on that pop right there. You had a pullback, and we had this right here, and you took a little bit of heat probably on that one, but you got a small pop, and then you had a pullback. And look at the volume. This one was the best one. And then you had a pop right there, and then take some off right up in here. So that was you might have gotten 2 trades out of that. That's all I have. But government shutdown is still in effect. So normally news will come out 7, 7:30, 8, 8:39. And 7:30, we really didn't have anything come out. As you can see here on the top press releases, I mean, we have CMCL, but there's nothing moving there. And then we have 7:35, 7:33. As you can see here, the news does come out, but it depends on what they want to move. So nothing's really moving. Now we got news hitting again at 8 o'clock. So traders usually are at their desk by 7 o'clock, starting to get to their desk. 7:30, that's usually some pretty decent news. 8 o'clock is usually decent as well because that's really getting ramped up. Everybody, all traders are at their desk. Now, pre-market traders, we are at our desk pretty early. I usually try to get here at 6:30. Uh, we'll see what happens at 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 o'clock. Let's see what we got going on here. ARTV series SGP. Really don't have anything to hit quite yet. I'm looking at do gold is looks like it's moving down. Yeah. Okay. ARTV. We got an R vol mover on ARTV. ARTV is R vol mover. It had that big spike right there. See ELBM. ELBM. Uh, Sometimes with these R vol movers, it'll start moving and then the news will hit a few minutes later. Gold's really kind of dumping right now. Uh, yeah, gold. I need to adjust that. There we go. Need to adjust that. Gold is yeah, gold is selling off. Gold is selling off. Let's see on the 18th. Uh, I mean, it's not selling off too bad. Um, I'm just looking at a 15-minute chart, and it's just kind of coming down to a support area. That's all. Uh, duh, 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 duh. I'm just looking to scalp some gold. I'll probably at 9 o'clock. I'll probably start scalping a little bit of gold. NUAE. 8 o'clock is also when all the institutions turn their little pet robots on most of the time. And a little bit of reshuffling around. I wouldn't touch ARTV. You should have made your money earlier in the move. You should have made your money right up in this area, right up in here. Right up in here, you make your money, and then when you think it's going to pop some more, and you start dipping again, more than likely you're going to give your profits back if you made them. So uh, move on. If you can't make your profits, if you make your profits in one or two trades, move on. Move on to something else. Uh, oh, that's local time. That was at 6:34. That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Yesterday NQ was a little crazy. NQ was crazy yesterday. It was so whippy. And the morning was pretty good. I did one trade in the morning. I think it was around 10:30 maybe. I'm not sure. It was in the morning before 11 o'clock. It was around 10:30, somewhere around there. I made like $450 on an eval. Uh, and then it just started selling off, and then made some money on that. And but it was real whippy. I got stopped out quite a bit. Ended up with $1,300. I might trade gold. if you're hearing that, that's just me putting on a gold trade. Come on, push. Push a little bit more. There we go, buddy. There we go. Yeah. Oh well. Did a little quick trade for a couple $100 on gold. 15 minutes bullish. It's starting to curl back up. You know, it is what it is. Mm. Make a quick few $100 on that. I don't think any news is really going to come out, people. I really don't think so. Hmm. Come on, you got it in you. How did two stops get in there? I have no idea. I trade on Quan Tower. I trade on Quan Tower, which is pretty nice. Yeah. All right. What is the spread on that thing? I don't see any news coming out, people. I really don't. ARTV, NUAE has got a little volume, but yeah, there ain't much. There ain't much. We got NUAE. There's nothing there. CREV, yeah, there's nothing there. There ain't much going on. Let's wait till 8:30. I will talk to you then. Uh, Okay, we got about 2 minutes, about a minute and a half for another news hit. Don't think we're really going to be doing much. Uh, I'm not trading stocks. I'm doing the futures. I'm just scalped a couple trades on gold. That's all. Scalped some right around 810 going up, and then I scalped some right around 820 going down. So long, I went long around 810, and then I went short around 820. Uh, I'm just trading the micros on gold. Movement is a little crazy, so I scaled down my share amount. Yesterday was a little crazy with NQ. I was trading the minis, the big boy contracts, and one account got really good. It was like up 1,700, and another account I lost like 400. So between the two accounts, it was like 1,300. But hey, I was stupid. I didn't size down. Okay, gold is right there on that imbalance support. Forget that. Um, let's look at pre-market. Let's see if any news comes out. We had ARTV hit around 727. That ain't much going on. 634. If you look at ARTV, I mean, ARTV is the leading gainer. If you look at BN stands for Benzinga News Desk. It just talks about it maintains $18 price target. There's really nothing going on. There's no breaking news. Um, let's see what hits around 8:30. We got ELBM had an RVOL move. I don't think anything is happening there. No, not really. Not much is going on for that one. I mean, I don't see how you can make a move like maybe that is a micro pullback. I don't know. Get yourself about 10, 15, 10, 15 cents on that. Um, Also, you got to check the spread. Make sure the spread's good, people. VHC, there's nothing there. KZR, there's nothing there. ELBM, we just looked at. AKN, I don't think there's anything there. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for the news to hit. Because they'll say, oh, yeah, the press release was 8:30, but it really didn't hit the wire until like 2, 3 minutes later. TAOP hit the RVOL, so let's take a look at that. TAOP. That's a huge topping tail in that 5 minute. I wouldn't touch that turd. Um, wow, gold kind of ripped here a little bit on the 1 minute. What? Move the stop up. This stuff is so whippy. Yeah, this is so whippy. Um, yeah, it's really whippy. Oh, wow. Big imbalance coming in. Even gold's whippy. I mean, I tell you what, when you're in profit, you got to move your stop up quick. Can't let this stuff breathe because it will just crush you. Even gold's kind of whippy. Let's take a look at There's really nothing going on. I don't see anything hit the wire. No. Let's take a look at, actually, let's take a look at MGC. Forgot what ticker is for that. Yeah, I know it's MGC 2025. Yeah, it's a little bit different on Quan Tower with Bullnox. It's a little different. So, uh, right here, I went long, and then right here, I got a little scalp on a short, and then right here, I got long, uh, around 43.14, somewhere around there. 43.14, it started running up, so I put my stop up pretty quick, and then it just kind of stalled out, and it kind of stopped me out. I thought it would at least run up to here and at least get me some money, but I guess it didn't. I was looking, yeah, I'm just trying to scalp a little bit off. This was a nice run right here because we kind of ran up. We had a micro pullback. Same thing we kind of look for on the low floaters. You had a pullback right here. You put your stop right here. You can either get on the break on that, and then you can add to it, and then you just when you start seeing weakness, you can just get out right about up in this area. And like if you got in right around in, let's say you got in on the break of that, make yourself about $50 on micro. Yeah, yeah, that was a good trade right there. That was a good trade. I just haven't really. I mean, I just haven't done much. Oh, we got long on that. Okay. Yeah, gold is looking pretty decent. Let's take a look at NQ. Uh, what was this? NQZ 2025. Yeah, the daily, as you can see here on the daily, any news hit? No, no news. TAOP, what we got? 8:30. Tapping signs letter of intent to acquire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, there ain't much going on. Yeah. So there's not much going on. Not much going on. We got Nasdaq. We had, of course, the China tariff news. Of course, kind of slammed right down on that day, and then we kind of bounced a little bit, and then we just been consolidating. Yesterday was real whippy. This day right here, these 3 days was really whippy. Okay, really whippy. Uh, you had to size down. If you're trading futures, you need to size down, or you're going to get crushed because this thing is just moving whippy. And I know what some people are saying. Oh, but you can make a lot of money. Yeah, you can lose a lot too and blow up your eval. So if you want to do that, you go right on ahead. I do not trade like a gambler. I trade like I want to keep the account. Now, do I kind of yellow sometimes on these evals? Yeah. But when I start getting close to like, oh, all I need is 1,500 or 500 to pass. No, I don't YOLO that crap. I start trading it for real and try to pass it. I mean, we really haven't moved. We've got ARTV really hasn't done anything. Uh, we got gold on a 15-minute that's just consolidating, so it's kind of up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm not trading that. Just leave it alone. And ARTV is really not doing anything. VHC's not doing anything. KZR. ELBM, TAOP, no. KAN, no. SGBX, not much. CREV, no. So if you look at, I mean, the daily on the gold, as you can see here, it had a nice little rip. I mean, it ripped pretty good. I mean, we've had it kind of based out and then it just kind of ripped. Um, let's take a look at the 15-minute. As you can see, well, actually, you can just look at the 5-minute. You can see it's just consolidating, just up, down, up, down, up, down. Not doing very much. See, on the 15-minute, you see that? Down, up, down, up. I mean, of course, it's pre-market. I just scalp a little bit on pre-market. I'll be streaming the futures in about half hour. I usually try to start about 9 o'clock. Normally for low floaters, 9 o'clock news really just doesn't hit. It hits at 7, 7:30, 8, and 8:30. That is the best times. And at 9 o'clock, I really don't do anything. 9:30, I don't do much. About 9:40 is when I start looking for trades for the futures. Hopefully the market will settle down and we can start getting some nice runs. GC, I trade that on a 30-second chart. Let's take a look at this 30-second chart. This, what time was that? Around 8:31. Oh, that's MGC Z2025. So right here is when I started making the trade at 8:31, and then we kind of ran up. I got like 30, about 40 on that, but then it started coming back down, and then I just got stopped out right there. And I could have went back in right here because we had a nice flagged out. We had a nice run, and then we just kind of flagged out right here. You could have gotten in on the break of that, and then get some off of there, and that could have netted you about $40 on a micro. Just do a couple micros, get yourself about 80, $100. Depends on how many you want to trade. Let's take a look at this. ARTV is not really doing much. You really shouldn't be trading ARTV because you should have already made your money by now. Gold is looking bullish short term. Of course, we got that 5-minute. If we break 43.28, actually 43.27, we could get a 43.28. You could get a nice little run. Yeah, with ARTV, you should have made your money right up in this area. take a look at what's going on. All right. I got a lot working on the computer. System. Yeah, the CPU's good. Memory's good. Okay. I got two trading platforms working, and I've got a browser open, and I got OBS running streaming. 9 o'clock, I'm going to shut the stream down and then restart it for the futures. We'll see what happens. Yeah, gold's trying to break that area. You got some resistance. A big selling up around 43.30, 43.29 and a half. You had quite a bit of selling. If we break that, you could get through. Yeah, I tried to scalp some. I couldn't break that. MGCZ 2025. I'm looking at a 30-second chart on that. Uh, I got in right about 43.25, 43.25, right up in this area. And then we've got some resistance right up in this area right here. So I just had to cut it for a break even. I'm not going to sit there and take a full stop out. ARTV is not really doing anything. ARTV, yeah. It's Friday. Tariff wars going on with China. Government shutdown. Government shutdown. Tariff war with China. The market is like this. Boom, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It's nuts. There's a fly. it's just today I do want to go over how I'm looking at this to trade this, so you can get an understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can't. You can't trade any of my Bullmax accounts because I'm logged in.
Okay.
But what we could try and do, I need to transfer money over. But what we can try and do is try to get you an evaluation account.
Okay.
Can't do anything until this market starts playing good. And I think what I'm going to do, yeah, but they're not cleaning it. Oh, you're going to get Chestnut in there. Good job, Chestnut.
Chestnut is sleeping tired, cleaning.
Well, yeah. Well, this tank is clean. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm just talking to the wife. Uh, 10 minutes to 9, nothing's really going on. I got a couple of scalps on gold. I didn't trade any AIFU, got an R ball. AIFU got an R ball. AIFU, there's nothing there. Switch over to a 1 minute. Yeah, there ain't nothing there. AKAN, ARTV. Yeah, really the only trade that I saw all morning is ARTV. Now, when the market opens up, if you don't switch over and trade futures with me, you look at the low float gainers, look at top traded and biggest gainers. Pre-market movers is what we're looking at now. But you can download the scanner and look at the low float gainers, top traded, biggest gainers, and see if you can't get some trades on that. The scanner is in beta. It's going to be coming out of beta here pretty soon. But it's free for now while it's in beta. It'll probably be about another month and I'll take it out of beta. And then that's when people are going to have to actually pay for the scanner. I'm only going to be charging. What I'm thinking about doing is not charging for the scanner, but charging for a membership for the site. So if you're trading pre-market low floats, if you're trading stocks and stuff, you can download the scanner. If you just become a member of the site for like $25 a month, you get the scanner, you get all the courses that I'm going to be putting up there, and you get my trading for the futures. So that's about it. We got about 8 minutes. Nothing's going on. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and then get ready for the futures. See you tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow. Saturday. Monday, 7 o'clock. We'll see what else. We'll see if the market starts heating up for these pre-market low floaters for the pump and dumps.